I've opened a lot of Marvel boxes, man, a lot of different sets. But I can tell you this, I haven't seen a Marvel set this good. I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I just haven't. I don't know if it's just because it's new and it's fresh and exciting, but every box is hot. It's just, this may go down to be a top 2-3 Marvel set all time.
Welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I'm going to be talking about the Skybox Marvel Metal Universe Spider-Man trading cards that came out earlier this week. Now, I am recording this on a Sunday in the deep, dark man cave, the Room of Doom. Now, I'm going to talk about this set for two reasons. One, because this set is starting to highlight the best of this hobby and the worst of this hobby all in one set. And how collectors, influencers, breakers, how everyone is treating this set is basically showing off the best of the hobby and the worst at the same time. Now, you heard on that little bit of opening clip, that people are calling this the best Marvel set ever made. And I just think that's such hype. It's just such a fallacy of recency. And it's coming from people who've bought multiple cases of the product. That, credibility is tough when you make those statements, especially in front of a large audience. It's hard to sit there and say, I know you're, very exuberant. You love the product. But you're saying things that are going to make people have FOMO. And later on, he says, people have been contacting him, and buying the product that's never bought Marvel before. And that's what exactly happened the last 2 or 3 years that drove up the prices, made retail non-existent, made box prices triple and quadruple in value. And then when the crash came because it was unsustainable, people were left holding the bag, and mostly collectors who bought cards because they thought, hey, this is what I need to buy, because if I don't buy it now, I'm never going to get it. And now, boom, prices drop, and, and they just want to have a collection, and now they're sitting there holding the bag. And the same guy talks about, making this, making this an heirloom, making this, something to give to my kids, and
I'll grade it and stash it away for the future for my kids, or
Yeah.
So that's my goal. This is my biggest project of the year as far as like collecting and investing is definitely this set. So, and it's insane, man.
You saw my other video I talked about, with what creates value for cards. One of the ideas that this hobby has that drives value up is that I'm going to make, a keepsake, an heirloom. This is a legacy. My kids are going to get my Marvel Platinum cards and, Platinum portraits and PMGs, and I'm going to set them up for life. There is some of that thought. I mean, I'm not trying to be overly an asshole about it, but there is people thinking along those lines sometimes. And you realize a card numbered out of 100 isn't rare in today's modern collectibles. They're just not rare. And to sit there and say I'm collecting heirlooms for my kids and driving the FOMO, it's just what the hobby has endured for the last 3 years. We thought we were coming out of it. Retail was back on the shelves a little bit. Prices were getting more normal. You had to be actually playing well, or there was something that had to drive the value more than just it looks cool. Which looking cool is part of the value. I get it. But the other issue that's happening, and I'll get to this idea that this is the greatest set ever, is the fallacy of recency. This is all based on the fact that the X-Men Metal set wasn't as good as we hoped. And I say we because I collect all these cards. And, one thing that's become very apparent is anyone who has negative thoughts about this set, who says anything that isn't just cheerleading the set, has valid criticisms, is a hater, and is not really welcome in a lot of chats and a lot of places on the internet that talk about this product. And the card condition's not great. The collation's terrible. Okay, boxes with 3 PMGs, that means that there's going to be boxes with no PMGs. And the idea that you're going to make all your money back grading base cards when a majority of them have condition issues, and there's going to be retail that's going to really pump out the cards, just not very logical. It doesn't make sense to me, guys. And I know my channel is not very big, so I can say this stuff and, not be afraid of getting canceled by the Marvel Mafia. But, it doesn't make sense. So let's talk about, whether or not this is the greatest product that's ever been issued for Marvel. Because that would ignore the 2013 set, the 96 set, every Marvel Premiere set. But it would ignore the last Spider-Man set, which was 2017 Spider-Man Flair Ultra, which is like $10,000 a box right now. We'll talk about why. But let's just talk about the big driver of this product. It's PMGs. And I say the second driver is the Platinum Portraits, which you don't get very often. So it's the PMGs. That's what everyone talks about. That's what this guy talks about. Alonzo talks about. And again, let's go through it. Okay. You get red and green. There is 10 greens, 90 reds. Okay. All right. So 100 PMGs. And you got parallel. So now they've added more parallels. They've added yellows, golds, grandiose, pinks, turquoise, orange, purple. All for the reason to pump out more retail in e-pack products. So the base cards aren't going to be rare. No one cares about oranges and purple or oranges and turquoise. That's evident in pinks from X-Men Metal and from the sale on some of the secondary market already when the FOMO is as high as it can possibly be. You got booklet cards that no one's going to care about. The Palladium cards, which no one really likes. I mean, they're pretty easy pulls. The Platinum Portraits was a good ad. Okay, so compared to 17 Ultra, and we'll look at that set in a minute. They took out Jambalayas and put in Platinum Portraits. Overall, money to money, better. But when you get into like what it's missing compared to Ultra, it's not even the same ballpark, not even the same league. Platinum Metal cards, cool. Not. The base ones aren't that great in terms of value. Still an okay card. I do like the Z-Force cards that just been added. I think it gives it a little bit different flavor. But, they're selling okay. Again, everything Spider-Man related is great. Everything it's not, it's always been that way. And again, you got the Shadow Box cards, you got sketches, and you got these comic cuts. Comic cuts have never been hugely popular. Again, maybe they will get more popular. I don't know. This set's hot right now. But again, historically, these cards haven't done much. These Shadow Box cards, very similar to other cards they put out before. They've never done much on the secondary market. These will probably be e-pack challenges to try to unlock achievements. So they'll probably be pumped out a lot more than what they're coming out of the boxes right now. So you'll see a bunch of those in e-pack. But compared to 17, right? So we talked about, PMGs being the big call here, right? Well, right off the bat, you get red and green. Well, you got red and green here, but you also got blue, purples, and golds, 101s. The $1 million Spidey Hits card he has, and the one I used to own. There's two. I used to own one of the 101 Spider-Man gold cards back in the day. I had the Miles. He's got the Spider-Man, but I had the Miles Morales. Yeah, but I'm not a Marvel collector. But that whole thing is, the idea that the golds aren't there, the greens aren't, or the purples and blues aren't there. Think about all the color matches everyone loves that are missing now because these colors aren't there. You know? And so, right off the bat, it loses. The new set loses. If PMGs are your go-to insert, then the 17 Ultra set wins. 17 Ultra set also wins because of design. I don't care that the new Spider-Man cards are shiny. Thank God, because the X-Men cards, especially the reds, were kind of fugly. Really hurt the value. Now, some of them look better than others, but some of the ones just look ugly. I agree. They were disappointing. These cards look much better. 17 still look better. Okay, they have the etch foil. They have the thicker cardstock. Still better cards. So red to red, green to green, 17 still wins. So Jambalayas are still great cards. I know they've done the delineation now. Ultra gets Jambalayas. Metal gets Platinum Portraits. I said Platinum Portraits, great addition. To me, they are more expensive than the Jambalayas, so that's fine. Jambalayas are still really cool cards. So to me, it's a win, but it's not like a slam dunk. Okay. But when you get into the EX Sentry cards, those cards were cool. You got the Preserved in Amber. You got the Holoblast hologram cards. You've got the web cards. You've got the roll foil cards. You got the autograph cards. You got the rainbow cards coming out of EPAC. You know, you got so much stuff. You know, the webbing card. And then the autograph cards. You've got the buyback cards. You got the Plexi Sketch autograph cards. The coin cards. It's on and on. 17 Ultra Spider-Man was the greatest set released, you know, in the last 10 or 15 years. I mean, when we go back to 2013, right? So at least since, you know, 2013, you know, and 2013, 2015, and 2017 are the OG great Marvel releases. You throw the premiere sets in there if you like sketch cards, and then you got this kind of like pantheon. Where does this set fit in the new set, which is still a good looking product? I like it. I'm going to collect it. I'm going to buy it on ePack. Try to find retail. I'm a collector, guys. I'm going to buy this product. It fits below those three sets, and I don't like it better than Premiere. I don't like Metal more than Marvel Premiere. I like the Premiere cards. That's just me. But this card, if you said this is the fourth best set ever made, okay. Fourth best set. Not the best set. The difference between this and 17 Ultra Spider-Man is a gap that's oceans deep. And if people think 13 is better than 17, oceans deep. Not the same. And again, you know, these guys, a lot of them are collectors, passionate guys buying lots of cases. They have a vested interest. But they are very excited because it's a good set, because the X-Men set was disappointing. But guess what? Go back and look at those X-Men videos. People were pumping the hell out of X-Men. Buying it, talking about it. They liked the inserts. The inserts in the X-Men set were pretty cool. Okay? But, you know, pumping it to wazoo. Even the greens still sell pretty good. But if I was going to tell you right now, you know, if there was X-Men cards that you were looking for to buy, maybe it's the time to do it. All the money's going over to the Spider-Man set. If you want to get your Wolverine card or whatever you were chasing back then, maybe it's the time to get it. The other thing that was really funny was just every time they would talk about art, like the art in this set was better than any other set ever made. You know, the choices they made, and I'm like, well, the Miles cards look terrible. The Wolverine card, at least the one in the main set, doesn't look as good as the X-Men set. I mean, here's what they look like. Here is the, you know, the card in this set, which is an interesting take, not the normal looking Wolverine, which is fine. Use something different, but compare it to the X-Men Wolverine, the X-Men wins. Just wins. That's all there is to it. You know, it's just a better classic looking card, and it's still a great looking, striking image. But it's not, this card isn't better than this card. You know, I think most collectors would rather have this image. So not all images were perfect. So again, I want to get into this valid criticism idea, right? You know, can there be valid criticism to be made on this set? I think there can be. There definitely can be valid criticisms for this set. starting with the price point. Okay. You know, David Adams runs their games. So do other dealers out there. You know, they pulled this product off their website until after a couple of days of release, put it back up. I mean, they've had this product, forever. You know, they just play games with the price point. You know, it's just tiring to sit there and see it. You know, yeah, you pull it off the website. Ooh, it's sold out. Oh, guys, it's sold out. Oh, we get more tomorrow. Yeah, you did. Yeah, whatever. You're just waiting to see what the price jackup's going to be this time around. Go on Instagram. I looked at Mua Collects. You know, look at this thing he just said a couple of days ago. Hey, was on Target. It's already sold out. I'm sure the bots got it all. You know, and now it's on eBay for $70. But you know, stuff has been selling for over $100. You know, for one blaster. So this is going to immediately get the bot army going. So we're going to see the bots buying this all up off the website. People are going to be camped out now for the restocking. It's going to be swept off the shelves. You know, just like it was before. People are going to be posting their stacks and stacks of blasters, you know, on Instagram. It's just like 3 years ago, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. Just same as it ever was, guys. I mean, we've never learned in this hobby, and I've said this over and over, and I think this is what I want to say is my theme is, you know, and I mentioned this in my video about baseball card exchange, you know, that we haven't learned a single damn thing from 20 years ago, 10 years ago to now. You know, majority of the bad folks that were doing stuff back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, are still doing it. And 3 years ago, we were all up in arms over all the stuff that was happening with the pricing, the retail, you know, issues, the pumping and dumping, the people saying this is the greatest product ever made, you know, and all this stuff. And, you know, we just sit there and go like, well, you know, I'm surprised that this is happening. Well, why are we surprised? We haven't done anything to fix any of this stuff. So, you know, it's going to keep happening. And so, yeah, I love the product. I think it's great. It looks great. But it's priced too high. People think they're going to make money on the freaking base cards. They think it's better in condition, or sorry, better in and then the 17 Ultra set, which is just silly. You know, it's just, why can't we just say it's a great set? And it doesn't need to be better than 17 Ultra. It doesn't need to be the best set of all time. Just say it's a great set. Now, I will give Justin a lot of credit. You know, he did say this.
So everybody out there watching, in case you're getting like FOMO to go buy a box or boxes, ePack is going to give you guaranteed hits. You're going to get exactly what you're supposed to get. You're going to get your Palladium, your 3 golds, your 2 Grandies, your number card, and your insert in every box. And it's going to be at a lower price point than what you have to pay.
Don't go FOMO. Don't go pay $100 for a blaster. Wait for ePack. Get product that you're guaranteed, because then you won't get boxes with 4 PMGs and the next box has just 1 Grandiose in it, and everyone's like, this sucks. Because one guy gets the 4 hits and the other guy gets nothing, which is happening right now. So, you know, I just, you know, hope that, you know, when people say like, you know, what's my opinion about Marvel Metal? Like, well, we're all collectors and we're in a community. But when that community gets any sort of pressure like this, a great set comes out and then it falls apart. It's anarchy. We go from community to anarchy in like 2 seconds, you know, and all of a sudden it's every man for themselves. I need my green PMGs. I need to go get this. I don't care if I have to rip someone off. I got to get my stuff, right? It's like anarchy right now. And that's what the hobby kind of has been. You know, it's organized chaos. And, you know, that's what I'm saying is like, here we're back in it again. You know, blame a bunch of lackluster products in a row that cooled the hobby off for a little bit. But now something hot came out again and everyone back to doing the same thing we were doing before. And like I said, same as it ever was. And I like the Talking Heads. Check out Stop Making Sense if you like good music. But other than that, that's it today. And that's my take on metal. Again, love the product. Hate the fact that, you know, people can't say anything negative about it. And, people, need to listen. Please don't overpay for it right now. Don't pay a lot for the base cards. Just wait for e-Pack, and this is going to come down. This is not going to stay high like this all forever. So just be patient, guys, and it'll come down. But that's it. That's my take. See you next time on Cards of Comics. And I will be having a live on it. Said this a few times. I will be announcing it this week. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.